I was looking at the stats this morning and it is staggering. Thousands of new podcasts are launching every single day. It feels like everyone from your neighbor to your barista has a show now.
It's the new gold rush. Absolutely. But here's the uncomfortable truth behind those numbers. The vast majority of them fade out. They hit the pod fade wall after 7 episodes.
Right. Because talking into a microphone is the easy part.
Exactly. The barrier to entry is low, but the barrier to success? That has never been higher. And that's what I want to dig into today. We're seeing a shift in the industry. The creators who are actually making it aren't just podcasters anymore. They are building what I like to call media empires.
That sounds intense. Empire implies a lot more than just an RSS feed and a logo.
It does, and it requires a completely different set of tools. I was looking at this platform recently, Podcast Pro, from SUPAViewtv, and it really crystallizes this shift. It's designed for people who are tired of cobbling together 10 different subscriptions to run one show.
Oh, I know that pain. You've got one login for hosting, another for your email list, another for your merch store, and a fourth one just to check your analytics. It's a fragmentation nightmare.
Precisely. And that fragmentation kills growth. What stood out to me about this new approach, and we're using Podcast Pro as the example here, is the idea of consolidation. Imagine a dashboard where you aren't just uploading an MP3. You are managing seasons, tracking guests, and organizing content like a television network executive.
Like a network executive? Break that down for me.
Okay, think about Netflix. When you open Netflix, you don't just see a long list of files, right? You see channels, categories, bundles. You see a visual experience.
Right. It's curated.
Exactly. This platform allows you to create that Netflix-style channel layout for your audio and video content. You can bundle multiple shows together. You can have a free channel for the casual listeners and a paid channel for the superfans, all sitting side by side.
That's interesting. So you're moving away from the linear episode 1, episode 2 list that we've been stuck with since the iPod days.
It's about time, isn't it? If you want to build a brand, you need to control the visual experience. But it goes deeper than just looks. It's about the ecosystem. Let's talk about the thing every creator is nervous to bring up: money.
The monetization struggle. Usually, it's just insert ad here and hope for the best.
And that model is dying for anyone who isn't in the top 1%. You cannot rely solely on programmatic ads unless you have millions of downloads. The empire model relies on diversification.
So, not just selling eyeballs or eardrums, in this case to advertisers.
No, it's about direct ownership. What fascinated me about this Podcast Pro setup is that the monetization is native. You want to sell tickets to a live recording? It's built in.
Wait, like an Eventbrite integration?
No, literally, inside the platform. You can host virtual shows, manage the venue, sell the tickets, and handle the VIP experience without sending your listener to a third-party site. And then, right next to that, you have your merch store.
That is huge. Usually, the friction of clicking a link in the show notes to go to a separate store kills the conversion.
Friction is the enemy of revenue. If a listener loves your episode and they can buy the t-shirt or the digital download right there on your mini site, they will. If they have to click 3 times, they're gone.
You mentioned mini site. Is that essentially a website replacement?
For many creators, yes. It gives you a public profile where everything lives: your episodes, your bio, your shop, your booking widget. It turns your podcast into a destination rather than just a file floating in the cloud.
That makes sense. It sounds like professionalizing the back end so the creator can focus on the front end. But I want to pivot to something a bit darker, something I know you've been researching.
I have a feeling I know where you're going.
Security. We are living in the age of AI scraping and content theft. If you're building an empire, you have something worth stealing. How does a platform like this handle that?
This is actually my favorite part of the tech stack we're discussing. Most hosting platforms are wide open. They want maximum distribution, so they have zero protection. But Podcast Pro has implemented something that feels very future-proof.
Like what?
They use DRM encryption and block AI crawlers.
Whoa. So they actually stop the bots from scraping your voice to train their models?
Exactly. And that is going to be a massive selling point in the next few years. Your voice is your IP. If an AI company scrapes your archives to clone your voice, you're in trouble. Having a shield up, plus things like invisible viewer watermarks and expiring URLs for premium content, that's enterprise-level security for independent creators.
That is fascinating. It's treating a podcast not as a hobby, but as intellectual property that needs defending.
It's the difference between renting an apartment and owning a fortress. If you're charging people for content, or if you're sharing exclusive insights, you owe it to your audience and yourself to protect it.
Let's talk about the live streaming aspect. We've seen the rise of Twitch and YouTube Live. Audio has always been asynchronous. I record today, you listen next week. Is that changing?
It has to change. Community is built in real time. The platform we're looking at allows you to go live whenever inspiration strikes. It's not just about broadcasting. It's about the chat, the interaction.
So it blurs the line between a podcast and a live radio show.
Or a town hall meeting. Imagine you drop a controversial episode, and then 20 minutes later, you go live to discuss the backlash with your premium subscribers. That is how you build a cult following.
And I assume all of this feeds into some kind of analytics engine? Because if you're doing live merch and audio, that's a lot of data points.
It is, and that's the final piece of the puzzle. You need a dashboard that connects the dots. You don't just want to know how many downloads. You want to know, did the person who bought the t-shirt also attend the live event? Did the subscriber growth spike after that guest appeared?
Contextual data.
Right. Data that grows your show, not just vanity metrics.
It really does sound like an all-in-one solution. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. When you bundle everything, hosting, merch, events, security, and distribution, usually the price tag is astronomical.
You'd think so. Enterprise software usually costs enterprise money, but looking at the entry point here, around 399 Rand a month, it's surprisingly accessible, as you don't pay for the hosting, subscriber views, or the app.
That's what? The price of a few coffees and a sandwich? You can also distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, Audible, iHearRadio, Deezer, Podchaser, Stitcher, Castbox, Pocket Cast, and TuneIn. That's a wide range of distribution points directly from your dashboard.
Basically. And think about what you're saving. A separate email marketing tool, a separate e-commerce store, a separate hosting fee, and content distribution. Those add up to way more than that, very quickly.
So it's democratizing the empire model. You don't need a team of 10 people, you just need the right infrastructure.
That's the core philosophy. It's about leverage. Technology should give you leverage. If you are spending 50% of your time managing RSS feeds and fixing broken links, you aren't creating. And if you aren't creating, you aren't growing.
It brings us back to that opening thought, the difference between the thousands who start and the few who succeed. It seems like the differentiator isn't just talent anymore, it's infrastructure.
Talent is the spark. Infrastructure is the oxygen. You can be the most talented speaker in the world, but if your business is a chaotic mess, you will burn out. Platforms like Podcast Pro are essentially offering business in a box for creators.
It forces a mindset shift, doesn't it? You have to stop thinking of yourself as just a podcaster.
You have to start thinking of yourself as a founder. Your show is the product, the platform is your headquarters, and your listeners are your investors.
That's a powerful way to frame it.
It's the only way to survive the saturation. You have to build a moat around your content. That moat is your community, your owned data, and your direct monetization.
So, for the listener sitting there with a microphone and a dream, wondering why they haven't broken through yet, what is the takeaway?
Stop trying to piece together a Frankenstein monster of tools. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. Find a platform that lets you turn your voice into a venue, a store, and a community all at once.
Because the world doesn't need another podcast.
No, the world needs another media empire, and there is no reason that can't be you.
Well said. It's exciting to see the tech finally catching up to the ambition of creators. We'll be watching this space closely to see who the next big moguls are.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of them very soon.
Thanks for the deep dive today.
Anytime.